Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So today I have an amazing news. First thing, my exams are over, so that is obviously one really great news. I was so tired of this exam, like it took almost an entire month to, be done with the exams. So yeah, that is the first news, but that is not what I'm gonna talk about today. Today I'm gonna talk about me hitting 100 subscribers on this channel. Congrats to me. And thank you so much, you guys. Like, I can't tell you how happy I am and how thankful I am for the love that you guys have shown. And yeah, to celebrate that, we are gonna have a Q&A session. So I asked in my community tab a few days back to send me your questions, and today I'm gonna answer all your burning questions. So today I might seem a little, down, a little low energy, and that's because the practical exam was today and I have been up since 6:30 in the morning. And yeah, I was out the entire day. Like, after practical work I had to go to the hospital, for my mom's checkup and all that. So yeah, it's been a long day, but I still wanted to do this video. So yeah, something about making videos, I really like the process of setting up the lights and talking to the camera and editing. Even I have started liking editing. In the last video, let's address the elephant in the room. The last video, the audio was out of sync. I tried to do something new to the audio, tried to make it sound, those professional podcast like sound, and I messed up. I didn't know that it would make the sound out of sync, and yeah, it was really bad. I messed up the audio. I also tried recording on my podcast microphone. So before YouTube, I had a podcast, and for that podcast I had this microphone, USB microphone, and I was like, I'll attach a, what do you call it, converter. Anyway, I'll attach that thingy to the USB, and then I'll attach it to the phone, and that way I'll record. I did that, it did not record. The phone microphone thankfully was working, so that recorded the audio. And yeah, so basically that audio was shit. I tried to do some editing, and that made it even worse. And I was like, I'm so done. Like, I didn't want to like do the video again. And yeah, so I just uploaded that one. So apologies for a messed up video. But yeah, people have told me that this is the life of a YouTuber. Like, you try out new things, they don't work, you figure out how to do it, and then things get better. So I hope in this video, like, I hope things will be better from now on. Like, sometimes I'll mess up, but most of the time, like, the quality will be decent. Anyway, I have blabbered on for a long time. Let's get to the questions. So my 100th subscriber was Sean Holt, and I'm so happy that you subscribed to my channel, and thank you so much for the questions that you have given me. Let's go through the questions. I put up the screenshot over here somewhere on the screen. So first is, what is one of your favorite videos you have made? So unfortunately this video did not do that well, but it was the does this book deserve to be a Thonga video? And firstly, Thonga is a paper bag made out of recycled paper. So I was basically saying, does this book deserve to be a paper bag? Like, does this book deserve to be recycled into a paper bag? And I know it sounded a little mean, and I was mean in that video, but some books, they are aggravating enough that it makes me it makes the mean side of me come out more. So that was the one I enjoyed doing a lot. Like, I was having a time ripping onto these books. Like, next we have, what are you currently reading? So I'm currently in the middle of A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. I hope I said the name right. I was saying Thiago, and then I saw the videos and everyone was calling him Thiago, and I was like, shit, I messed up. I like saying someone's name wrong on camera. That is my biggest fear, like my nightmare, because it's someone's name, like someone's name is so personal to them, so if you're saying it wrong, so yeah, that's anyway, I hope this time I said it right. So next we have, what book are you most looking forward to reading in 2023? So there are a couple. So firstly, I don't know when the book is coming out, but A Contract in Solphone, sequel to Seasons of Albaddon. So this book is coming out later this month, like in a few days or early next year. So depending on when it comes out, anyway, I won't be able to read it. If it comes out, this month, I won't be able to read it because I have some other things that I need to read first. So I will be reading it next year. So that is one book that I'm really looking forward to. Another that I'm really looking forward to is reading Song of Ice and Fire series. So Joanna and a couple of other people, they are doing this read along, like different channels. Like, it's a very big read along. Like, if you are part of booktube, you know about this read along. So I will be taking part in the read along. So that is the second book that I'm second series actually that I'm looking forward to reading. Next, I am looking forward to reading, what else, oh, Lonesome Dove. So that is kind of outside my comfort zone, and it's a historical fiction western, and I haven't read any western, like not fantasy western, not normal western, nothing. So I'm kind of looking forward to reading it, and it's huge, it's a chunker. But I feel that people have told me that although it's a chunker, it doesn't feel like one because it reads so fast. So yeah, I will like, I will be reading it, and I'll let you guys know how I like the book. So next we have, is there a particular book that got you into reading, or a first book you recall reading? Oh, this is a nice question. First book that I read, I can't remember. Maybe those Noddy, again, mosquito. Oof. So those what do you call it? Noddy books we used to have, like Enid. How do you say it? Enid Blyton. Let's go with that. Let's go with Enid Blyton. So Enid Blyton's Noddy books, I really liked that. I also really liked her series called Mallory Towers. So first form in Mallory Towers, second form in Mallory Towers. And I remember going to the library, school library, and checking out the books. So like, I found the first book completely by like accident. It was chance that I came upon the book, and I checked it out. I read the book, I was in love, and thankfully the entire series was there in the library. So first thing you need to know about my school library is that it was shit. Like, it was really in a bad condition. Like, if I were to made in charge of the library, I would have dumped all the books in there and started fresh. That's how bad the library was. Anyway, third world problem, mosquito buzzing around my ear. Not first world problem. Anyway, so it was like actually luck that there was a entire series in the library, and I read all the books, and I was in love. And I that is the, like, that is the earliest memory of reading that I have. And also, okay, so that is the earliest memory of me reading a book in English, something in Bengali. I was a voracious reader, but I used to read mostly in Bengali. And I used to read, we had this magazine called Anandamala, and yeah, I used to read that. I used to like devour that book, that magazine. And other than Anandamala, there were other children's stories, and one that I remember very fondly, I have very fond memories of, is Mama Shamogro by Sanjeev Chattopadhyay. So these were like, funny stories about about this boy and his two uncles and aunt, and their shenanigans and what they get up to and all that. And it was hilarious. Like, it is probably at this point 30% of my personality, especially my humor. Like, my most of my humor comes from that book. So yeah, uh, so those were the books that got me to reading. And so those are the questions by Sean. And next we come to Paramita. Paramita says, many congratulations. If there are three authors you could have dinner with, living or deceased, who would they be and why? One is Satyajit Ray. I really like, he is one of those people who excelled at everything he did, and I really like his stories, especially the short story collection that I read when I was a child. And yeah, Satyajit Ray is the first selection. Next would be Edgar Allan Poe, because I really like the short stories that I've read by him, and I think he would be an interesting person to have a dinner conversation with. And lastly, I want to invite John Gwynne, because he is the coolest author that I know of. Because not only is he a good author, like I really like his books, but also like he seems like a cool person. So yeah, John Gwynne. So Satyajit Ray, Edgar Allan Poe, and John Gwynne. Wow, that would be one hell of a conversation, dinner conversation. Oh god. Is there a book which changed you when you read it? Anne of Green Gables. Like, that is one of my all-time favorite books. And also Mama Shamogro by Sanjeev Chattopadhyay. Like, these are the foundational books in my life. Like, these are the ones which formed my personality, the way I am, the way I, like, think, my worldview and everything. And yeah, like Anne of Green Gables, if you haven't read it, you should read it. It's this classic about this orphan girl getting adopted by this brother sister duo, and how she it's kind of like a coming of age story. So, and how she finds the family she has been looking for, and just like wholesome goodness. So yeah, so that was Paramita's question. So we are done with her. Now we come to Esme. Okay, so first question is, who is your favorite book character, and would you rather be them or spend a day with them? And Shirley. So I would rather spend a day with her rather than like being her. And yeah, like, she is all energy and extroverted and stuff, and I'm this introvert, and I am always drawn to extroverts who can like carry the conversation, be the life of the party, so that I don't have to do any of that. So I will easily tag along with Anne Shirley and pretend to be fairies lost in the woods, and making like blood pacts and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely Anne Shirley. Next is, would you rather travel to the future or the past? I want to say future, but I also want to go to the past. The thing is, if you go to the past, you won't have toothpaste or a proper, like working washroom, which I really can't live without. Like toothpaste and a washroom. A toilet usually, like not the entire thing, but only that one thing. So yeah, future, like not the past. Like past I want to go because I want to try out the food, I want to try out the dresses, all all that kind of stuff. But if I had to choose, like future, because I need my toothpaste and my toilet. So next we have, what are your hobbies outside of reading? So outside of reading, so I like doing art, but I am not very good at it. I started in the year of 2019, like after I left PhD. So I had free time and I started with coloring books and then moved on to, like watercolors and pastels and all that stuff. And I have tried almost every medium except oil. Like that is one thing I want to try in the next year. Oil painting, I haven't tried oil painting yet, because like it requires too many things, it's too messy, and yeah, I don't like mess. Like my favorite medium is watercolor because it's the least messy. I mean, yeah, like you also have, sketching and all that, but sketching, I don't find it that interesting. Like, I like colors. So, I really like, like playing with colors and all that. So, yeah, that thing. I also have been knitting a muffler since the year of 2020, which is like at 1/3, stage. And yeah, I basically knit a little bit every year and then I lose interest. So the thing with me is I try almost everything. I've tried like I've done baking, cooking, uh, sticker making, podcast, uh, art is there. What else? Digital art. So I have a very, short attention span. So sometimes I'll get very excited about something, I'll do it for a couple of days and then I'll lose interest and I'll move on to something else. So YouTube was also there for a moment, but right now I mean, I started YouTube. I was really, like into it for a while. Then I lost interest. I took a break and now I've come back, and I think this is for good. Like I've come back for good. Uh, I'm gonna stay because I have really started to, like the video making process. At the first time I was, I had started doing YouTube, I was not really into the video making process, and that was because I didn't have a light. So I was dependent on daylight, and I had to, like find a place where I could have, decent amount of daylight and film and stuff like that. And that meant very, rigid time window in a day, and I could only film during that time. So that killed the, enthusiasm that I had for video making. And also I was new to editing, so I had no idea what I was doing. And I mean, even now I don't have any idea what I'm doing, but I still, like, I enjoy the process now for some reason. Before, it used to be like a chore, like, oh god, I have to do the editing. But now I'm like, oh, like, let's see what cool stuff I can do this time. So yeah, that is one thing. Wait, what were we talking about? This is why I don't do sit down videos. Like, no, all my videos are sit down. I meant I don't do talking videos? No, I talk in every video. What do you call this kind of video? A rambly video. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you want to live? Any European country with those, nice architecture and cobbled streets and old timey, stuff. I have a thing for cobbled streets, although it's difficult to walk on cobbled streets, but I still like the aesthetic of it. And I was in Kolaba at one point in my life, and Kolaba has, all those old timey architecture and buildings and cobbled streets and all that. And I was, like living my best life when I was there. So yeah, anywhere in the Europe. So then we have, do you have a bucket list? If yes, what's on it? And what's on your anti bucket list? I don't have a bucket list. I mean, yeah, it never crossed my mind to create a bucket list. I mean, I don't have too many interests. Like I am not into adventure sports, or I'm not into, like, my options are limited. So I don't even think about, creating a bucket list. I know that sounds really sad, but I'm kind of this person who's like a bit on the rational side. So I'm like, what is the point of, thinking about all the places you want to visit if you don't have the means to go and visit all those places? Like, why create a list and put all these things if you know that you won't be able to, hit all these points? So that's why I don't have a bucket list. So okay, what is anti bucket list? What is Esme? What is anti bucket list? Please tell me. Like, things that you don't want to do. I don't want to get married. Is that an anti bucket list? I don't know. And lastly, do you believe in ghosts? No, I don't believe in ghosts. I believe in things that I can see, and that involves bears. Like, I haven't seen a bear. Do they exist? I don't know. Anyway, I'll just end the video with something my mom told me. My mom is like, one day our house is haunted. Your grandma is haunting us. I'm like, why? I know, I saw her come out of your room. I felt her presence. So my mom believes in ghosts. Our house might be haunted, but I don't believe in ghosts unless I see one. Like, is there anyone standing behind me? Can you see? I don't know. Anyway, I hope I had so much fun making this video. Like, just sitting here and talking. So like, this is one of my talents. I can sit and talk about anything I want without getting bored. So this is like, making YouTube videos is definitely a good choice for me. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.